Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. In 1885, Xueyan passed away with regret. On his deathbed, he left 3 strict family precepts for his descendants: no engagement in business, no involvement in politics, and no marriage with the Li family. Even today, his direct descendants, numbering over 500, have strictly adhered to these rules, highlighting the profound influence of his teachings. Xueyan is hailed as the most legendary businessman of the late Qing dynasty. His business acumen and approach to dealing with people remain widely discussed even today. Born into poverty, he started as an ordinary clerk in a money shop but eventually rose to become a wealthy tycoon, even reaching the status of the richest man in the late Qing dynasty. His success was not accidental but the result of his foresight, courage, and exceptional business skills, which gradually laid the foundation for his commercial empire. While working in the money shop, Xueyan met a young nobleman from a declining family, Wang Yuling. Although Wang's family was well off and his father held a government position, under Qing dynasty regulations, obtaining a real position of power required a large sum of money for bribes. In his early 20s, Xueyan quickly recognized that Wang Yuling, then 30, was talented, ambitious, and from a reputable family but lacked financial resources. He made a bold decision, privately lending Wang 500 taels of silver to help him enter officialdom. This decision changed both of their fates. After Wang Yuling's meteoric rise in government, he provided Xueyan with immense support, enabling his business to flourish. However, prosperity did not last forever. Later, Wang Yuling committed suicide in fear of punishment after Hangzhou fell to enemy forces. With the loss of his political patron, Xueyan faced a crisis. Yet, his vision and boldness remained unchanged, and he soon found an even greater benefactor, Xuezongtang. Xuezongtang was a prominent military leader of the late Qing dynasty, dedicated to reclaiming Xinjiang and strengthening national defense. However, the imperial treasury was strained, and funding for troops and weapons was severely lacking. Xueyan, with his immense wealth, became Xuezongtang's strongest financial supporter. He not only funded the purchase of advanced weaponry and the training of troops but also provided the crucial grain and military funds necessary for the reconquest of Xinjiang. It can be said that Xuezongtang's military achievements were inseparable from Xueyan's contributions. As a result, the Qing court granted Hu high honors, awarding him the Yellow Riding Jacket, the rank of 3rd-grade provincial administration commissioner, and the privilege of wearing a 2nd-rank red-topped hat. This recognition made him the most prestigious businessman in history and led to the famous title, Red-Topped Merchant. At this point, Xueyan had reached the pinnacle of his career. He was not only wealthy beyond measure but also Xuezongtang's most trusted ally, wielding both political and commercial influence with unmatched power. However, as the saying goes, when the moon is full, it begins to wane. Reaching the peak often signals the beginning of a downfall. The more Xueyan aided Xuezongtang, the more he attracted the attention of political adversaries. As Xue's right-hand man, he inevitably became a thorn in the side of the powerful minister Li Hongzhang, Xuezongtang's longtime political rival. Li Hongzhang devised a strategy to bring down Xue, first destroy Hu. Thus, Xueyan found himself in peril, becoming a target for elimination. According to historical records, when Xueyan was young, he had been mistreated by foreign merchants. This experience fostered a deep resentment toward them, and he vowed to defeat them in business. With this in mind, he spent a staggering 20 million taels of silver to purchase large quantities of raw silk, cutting off the foreign merchants' supply and forcing their factories to shut down. Desperate, the foreign merchants sought negotiations. But Hu remained firm, both to avenge past grievances and to protect the domestic market from foreign intervention. However, Li Hongzhang's faction seized this opportunity to launch a series of attacks against Xueyan. At the time, Hu had heavily invested in raw silk. leaving his funds severely strained. Li Hongzhang's associates leveraged their influence to withhold government payments due to Hu, cutting off his primary financial lifeline. Simultaneously, they spread rumors across financial circles, claiming that Hu Xueyan was bankrupt and his capital chain had collapsed. This triggered mass withdrawals from his money shops, plunging him into an even deeper crisis. At this time, the Sino-French War broke out, and Zhuo Zongtong was leading his troops on the front lines. Meanwhile, some officials in the imperial court took the opportunity to collude with foreign merchants, further suppressing Hu Xueyan. His financial chain ultimately collapsed, leading to the downfall of his business empire. However, even in bankruptcy, Hu Xueyan still had the skills and experience to make a comeback, if given time. But the faction led by Li Hongzhang did not grant him this opportunity. They repeatedly impeached Hu Xueyan, fabricating numerous charges against him. The most fatal accusation was that Hu Xueyan had assisted Zhuo Zongtong in borrowing money from foreign lenders and had profited by charging interest. This was deemed an act of deception against the imperial court. Upon hearing this, Empress Dowager Cixi flew into a rage and immediately ordered Hu Xueyan to be stripped of his official titles. She also commanded the seizure of all his banks, shops, properties, and factories. Overnight, Hu Xueyan fell from being a red-topped merchant as wealthy as a nation to an ordinary commoner with nothing. His life seemed like a fleeting dream, rising from a humble cowherd to a powerful merchant with official status, only to fall into disgrace in the end. His downfall was lamentable. In 1885, at the age of 63, Hu Xueyan, having gone bankrupt, spent his final days in a rented, dilapidated house. Before passing away, he left behind a few words of family teachings, filled with deep emotions. He had risen to wealth and power through official connections. But he also fell because of them, ultimately succumbing to the schemes of Li Hongzhang. According to incomplete statistics, Hu Xueyan's direct descendants now number over 500. Scattered around the world, with many among them being accomplished individuals. However, none of them have pursued careers in business or politics. Most have dedicated themselves to cultural and scientific fields, and some have even chosen to live low-profile lives under assumed identities. Yet, even today, a well-known saying persists: to be an official, one must learn from Zheng He Fleet. To do business, one must study Hu Xueyan. From a business perspective, Hu Xueyan was undoubtedly a genius. His emphasis on business ethics, commitment to integrity, and innovations in commercial models are all worthy of study. In a time of turmoil, he rose from nothing to become the legendary red-topped merchant, an iconic figure in China's commercial history. His business acumen and philosophy have been meticulously documented in the book Hu Xueyan Strategies, which provides an in-depth analysis of his journey from rags to riches, his rise in the business world, and his eventual downfall. Legacy and historical sites. According to historical records, Hu Xueyan's tomb is located in Zhuantang subdistrict, Shihu District, Hangzhou, Zhejiang Province. It is now a key cultural heritage site under Hangzhou's protection. His former residence, situated on Hefang Street in Hangzhou, was built in 1872 and took 3 years to complete. This grand mansion, spanning 10.8 mu, approximately 7,200 square meters, with a construction area of 5,815 square meters, blends traditional Chinese and Western architectural styles. Both its design and interior decor stand as symbols of the opulence of late Qing-era commerce. The Hu Xueyan Memorial Hall, located in Jixi County, Anhui Province, covers 800 square meters. Originally the site of the Ming Dynasty Wenchang Palace, the memorial exhibits over 100 artifacts from Hu Xueyan's life. It also features a replica of the Huqing Yutang Pharmacy, displaying thousands of traditional Chinese medicines provided by the Huqing Yutang Pharmacy in Hangzhou. Additionally, the memorial hosts free consultations by traditional Chinese medicine experts for visitors. Historical reflections. According to historians, Xueyan was not just a successful businessman but also a visionary and trustworthy entrepreneur. His rise and fall remain a significant chapter in China's business history, serving as both an inspiration and a cautionary tale for future generations. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.